Then the other one is Moca Business, and that one
Ooh.
it breaks into two products. One of them is the APIs for allowing e-commerce basically to
Mhm.
sell products with crypto and get like their crypto in their wallet basically. All the APIs are out there. It's going to be everything in the docs and you'll be able to use it. It's free of charge for the business. Like the business can just integrate it. Nothing, they don't have to do nothing special. They don't even have to contact us. They just need to request the API key in their wallet as a business, register the business, and that's it. They have their business
Unheard of.
running and then they can do it, whatever. Yeah, that's for the business part of it. We're also trying to get into WooCommerce and Shopify. It's really hard because they are so attached now to some providers of payments that, uh, like, I don't know why they do it. Like, if I'm selling this software that allows people to sell things, well, I want to
Yeah.
give them the most options available and they can choose.
Yep.
But for some reasons that I don't want to speculate, they don't allow new payment methods out there.
It's like a
So
contract, like a restaurant. You either sell Coke or Pepsi.
that's
Because
your
you get
words,
it.
not mine.
I'm just saying that is the way that it is. We all know it. And this is why it's so fantastic that you're building something that doesn't, because I know there are those apps out there. I think MetalPay is one that works with the WooCommerce, if I'm not mistaken, that you can paste it into your website or something, if I'm not mistaken. Which is pretty awesome, right? For us to be
Yeah.
able to incorporate crypto, receiving crypto and paying with crypto and that sort of thing. But yeah, it can be disheartening when you've built something and you go to these providers that are selling stuff, then they can't do it. But that just means us retail people, us regular folks, we'll sell our own stuff. We don't need to sell it on Shopify. We don't need to do it. We can do our own commerce peer to peer. People like Optimistic Prime, with her Wandering Footprint project and building the Wandering Footprint app that's going to incorporate all these different businesses to do peer to peer commerce. This type of stuff is right up her alley, and there's probably so many more businesses that are in our little clique that are just chomping at the bit to have something like this available to them. So carry on. That's my rant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but to add to what you were saying, Melissa. Sorry about that. So here's the thing: Zay and I could go on a tangent about cypherpunk values and the system and all of this. But there's one thing that we understand completely. That is that if you want to build a business for normal people, you have to go to the avenues where they are. So
100%.
let's say if you want to bring them to a decentralized Twitter like Farcaster, you have to be on Twitter, on X, because that's where people are. So of course we want to do it as decentralized and as permissionless as the system allows us, as the blockchain tech allows us to, with the solutions that we have, the wallet, the Explorer, the Moca Business. But also we know that having these kind of integrations with Shopify, with WooCommerce, which they are proving to be a little bit complicated, but if we want to reach millions of websites that are already selling stuff online, we have to play the ball with them. Maybe in 10 years, when we have enough market share, then we can say, yo, Shopify, either you do this, or like when you have that control or when you have that market share, then you can start playing with the crypto values that we started with. But in the meantime,
and also it's not that they are like, we can speculate what's the reason why they are like so difficult to work with right now, but not necessarily that they are mean and they have a contract. Like sometimes they are just so afraid of having lawsuits that they just don't want to integrate anything weird. Like, I don't know how this works and I don't want to deal with all these legal things that can come up to because crypto, and I don't know, like,
I can't blame them for that. That does make sense.
The laws change every day regarding crypto, so I don't know if I will have to just block everything one day or then the next day I can turn everything on again. So I don't blame them for that. Like, we are actively trying to contact them and like show them what we're building and telling them like, we are not an exchange. We use other providers like Thorchain and Maya and Chainflip for the exchange part. We are only trying to build this open source a solution for everyone to use, that it's free for them to use, that it's cheaper for a business, that can allow them to compete with others. Because instead of us charging 5% for whatever you're selling, and also WooCommerce and Shopify charging another X amount, well, at least we can charge way less than that, like 10x less than that for using the product. And it's not even for the business, like we charge the user that it's paying, unless the business actively wants them to cover that payment. So because it's also cheaper for you if you already have crypto. It's cheaper for me spend the crypto instead of bringing that to fiat and then pay with my
Yep.
bank or PayPal. So even if I give you the option, hey, do you want me to charge you 50 bps for this transaction, or you pay in with your credit card, which one do you prefer? Maybe if you already have the crypto, you will say, man, I will take the 50 bps anytime, because I don't have to
And
deal with all these like off ramping fees that are super crazy expensive. So
and
so
that's
you put that on the
that's the
table, it makes
thing.
sense.
When businesses pay, well, charge with credit card, the banks take a fee. Like there's a transaction fee that goes
Yep.
from 3% to 6%, depending on the provider. And we're like Mocha, of course, it's not going to be free, because you have some costs to go through, but it's definitely going to be much more cheaper for the merchants, for the businesses, to accept crypto than to accept credit cards. We're still defining the bips, but it's definitely going to. I think maybe I can disclose that it's at least going to be 50% cheaper. And but yeah, that's the main thing. A merchant receives around 94 to 97% of the money they are supposed to receive,
Yeah.
because of the fees. So
Yes.
what if we tell you, hey, you can receive, let's say, 98, something like that, and then that 2%, it's not only going to feed Mocha costs of operations, but it's also going to feed a lot of the ecosystem, because we have a lot of tokenomics that we're defining right now. It's almost done, but obviously we cannot share right now. But the thing is going to be that the whole ecosystem is going to benefit from this. Not just the merchant, not just the
Yeah.
customer, but also the community, the holders, the people that refer other people, to make the network go up. Because they mentioned something very, very important, which is key. We are open source. Everything that Mocha does is open source. So where is the value for Mocha? How is our competitive advantage? The network.
Yeah.
When we have 10 million people, 100 million people across the world accepting crypto, paying with crypto, sending crypto to their family members with usernames, that's where the network effect comes into place. Then it's easy. If someone copies us, well, good luck trying to copy the network effect.
Right. Right. Yeah, you're building community now. And, don't think for 1 second that it won't impact small business. I used to have an
Oh,
accounting business where, some of the vendors or the merchants, they wouldn't even close out their credit cards at the end of the night because it was a negative. And so they would try to wait because somebody would, you know, make a big return. Auto parts are notorious for this, and
mhm.
they would have negative credit cards, and they were like, we can't afford it right now to say we need a sale to offset this, and being able to settle in crypto directly without having to exchange it for fiat before you settle is a really big deal, because there's other implications with that, with when you're switching your when you're changing your crypto into fiat at that point in time. There's a questionable taxable event that happens, and then are you going to remember what your cost basis was before you spent it, and at the time you spent
Yes.
it, what was it, all of these things. And so, having a merchant accept XRP or whatever, Bitcoin, whatever it is, directly,
Yes.
boy, wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah, that's what we're building exactly for that. Like my main focus at the beginning is small business, small mom and pop shops, small businesses, and like give them the opportunity to compete with these huge giants that are like taking all the business. Like, hey, you can also compete with them. You can have new tech. You can be in the forefront of technology with them without spending millions in development. Everything is free for you. Go ahead.